Ms. Curley, do we have permission to videotape this interview?
Yes, you do.
Okay. And we learned during a previous interview with you that you have a certain medical condition.
Yes, I have non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it's a form of cancer.
Okay. Okay. Do you know Roy Kronk?
I do.
How do you know Roy Kronk?
I was married to him for a brief amount of time.
Okay. Why don't you just describe life with Roy, starting from there?
It was very, I guess the best way to describe it was turmoil. It was abusive, mentally and physically.
When you say abusive, mentally and physically, can you describe some specific instances of physical and mental abuse?
When I was in Maryland, he beat me up in front of his dad, and I had to go to the hospital. He would tell me to sit on the couch. If I moved, he would beat me. He duct taped my hands one time, and I was in Key West at the time, and I was sitting in a chair, and he told me if I moved that he would beat me. He would know if I moved. And I couldn't, he duct taped my hands, so I couldn't call my mom and dad while I was gone.
Okay. And how long did you stay duct taped when he duct taped your hands that time?
Brad and he cut the duct tape loose, and I was probably duct taped 45 minutes or so.
Okay. Was there ever an instance where he had taken you somewhere against your will?
Yes. We were living in Maryville. This was after he got kicked out of the Coast Guard. And we were living in Maryville. And he had packed a bag and put it in the car. He told me we were going to go to the store, and I got in the car, and the next thing I know, we're on the interstate. We wound up in Maryland at his parents' house. He wouldn't let me call my mom and dad to let them know I was okay or anything. And then he wound up beating me in front of his father because I didn't do what he asked me to do. I don't remember the exact particulars. I remember the beating.
I want to talk about that, but I want to go back. You mentioned duct tape. He duct taped your hands. When we were chatting before we turned the camera on, you had mentioned that he had a certain saying about duct tape. Whenever.
Yeah, it's 100-mile-an-hour duct tape. Nothing can get through it.
Okay. And how often had he duct taped you?
There was 2 occasions.
Okay. And was it during those 2 occasions that he would make this comment about the 100-mile-an-hour duct tape, or was there other things that he had duct taped?
He would duct tape his car. He would duct tape. If there was, as a matter of fact, I think there was duct tape on his military record. There was gray duct tape on the green military record. I'm holding the file together.
And was it during that time that he duct taped you as well?
No, both of those incidents were in Key West. This was, he beat me while we were up there, and I wound up having to go to the hospital.
Okay. Overall, how long were you and Roy together?
About 4 months, 4.5 months.
Okay. And during those 4 months, did he have any other hobbies, any other interests?
He liked to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm. Can you describe what he would do?
He was obsessed with it, and he would he would get so into it, he would believe that he was one of the characters, and he had swords, and he would sit and he could play that game for hours. I mean, it consumed him.
Do you know of any other players, Dungeons and Dragons players that he played with?
No, he played online, so I don't really know.
Okay. Did you know that he, at some point, was living in Kingsport, Tennessee?
No. I had thought I had seen him at a gas station in Knoxville, and my mother told me, well, you're imagining things, there's no way he's in Maryland. So I had no idea that he was 2 hours away from me, and had I would have probably been scared to death.
Okay. When we were looking for you, we were looking for someone who we thought had passed away. Okay. And it's because we had learned that during our investigation. Are you shocked to know that he had told folks that you were dead?
No, because I think given the opportunity, he probably would have killed me.
Were you afraid of him?
Very.
Okay. You said he had stolen a credit card from your father.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
He tried to use he did use the Discover card of my mother's extensively, which he still owes for. And it was in the divorce papers that he was to pay that. I'm not sure of the amount exactly. I know it was over $5,000.
Did anyone call the police or report these thefts to you?
My dad reported it to American Express called my dad, and my dad said, no, don't let that go through, that's fraud. In terms of Roy's reputation for being truthful and honest, how would you describe his... I don't think he would know the truth if it hit him upside the head.
Okay. Can you tell us about some of the lies that you've caught him in? The night
he picked me up at the airport, he had given me a glass of wine, and I got sick after I drank it. And wound up passing out on the couch. Brad and I believe that he had other intentions. We think he drugged me. And had every intention of having his way with me. When you learned that
Roy Kronk had found the remains of Caylee Anthony, what went through your mind?
That he had done it.
Done it meaning?
He probably was the one that had murdered Caylee Anthony or had something to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, why do you say that?
Because of the abuse that I went through. Because of the duct tape. Because there's a lot of reasons, I guess. And the more I think about it, the more my gut's telling me he had something to do with it.